Hi, welcome back to another hour with Crowder with me, your host Crowder. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and ding the bell so that you can get all of my latest podcast interviews every Tuesday. Today we got yet again another good ass guest. Hey, Bree.
Good ass guest. Hello, how are you?
So, for the people that don't know you, go ahead and tell us a little bit about how you got this beautiful production studio that I am in right now. I know that you guys peep the artwork and behind me, the mural.
Yes, shout out to Ebony Lewis. So the studio came about, honestly, because last year when COVID hit, I started looking at venues. As a production company, we also coordinate events, and I needed a space to coordinate those events. So unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have all the cash to get the venue that I was looking at. So I have already been in this building for about 2 years. I decided to expand my space and make the vision a little smaller, and then eventually we'll elevate to that venue that I want.
So what made you choose downtown? Because a lot of spaces that I've been running into is like a gajillion dollars. So I actually podcast out of Arlington. Okay. But I live here in Dallas. So, yeah, so, when you live in Dallas, Arlington's only 30 minutes away.
I don't like driving to, every time I drive to Arlington, I get pulled over. The police are like super hot up.
They is, but I think it's because I'm an offensive driver. Yeah. I learned that from being a truck driver. So, so I'm naturally always like going slower than everybody else anyway.
That makes sense. Yeah, I have a heavy foot.
Fucking lead foot.
Nah, real talk. So I think downtown chose me because since I was young, I told my mom that I was gonna work downtown Dallas. And one day I just got up and I was looking for office spaces to separate business from personal. And the first space that came up on my Google search was this location. I set up a tour, and I've been here ever since. So,
what did that tour entail? Like, who was on the tour? Was it a podcast tour? Was it a music tour? Was it a dance tour? Because this studio seems as though it's just for creators. It doesn't put me in the mindset of, oh, this is where you go where you want to dance, or this is where you go when you want to podcast. It's just like, if you're a creator, come to Bree Moore.
Originally, my production company, it focuses around fashion, music, and art. Because personally, I love fashion, music, and art, and honestly, I feel like it all ties in together. It all influence each other in some type of way. Because art, you see cover art on the graphics of hip hop artists, singles, and their album covers. You see music in, when people dance and stuff like that. So it all ties in together. So originally my company have always focused on 3. And when I came here at this specific location, I wasn't thinking about the production aspect of it. I was just thinking about how can I get more work done? How can I be more productive? So I was only looking for an office space where I can work. That's it.
So from you looking from an office space, how did the dream of, I should add more people into this equation happen?
I would say like just hosting events at different venues around Dallas. We haven't always had a pleasant experience with some of the venues that we have rented out, and venues are very costly. The lack of respect was there. I'm just gonna keep it a buck because of the blackness. They see a lot of black people come together, and they are intimidated, or they feel like something's
gonna tear some shit up.
Yeah, something's gonna pop out. So, like I said before, like I mentioned at the beginning of last year, I started looking for my own venue where we can host these events, the fashion shows and the closet sales. And at that time, I didn't have the cash, so I just settled with this. And I'm like, okay, because I do a lot of photography. Like I'm always the person like in front of the camera, not behind the camera. Let's do a photography setup where we can create our content here and give our people a different perspective. Like you could shoot in front of, you can shoot in front of the windows, or you can shoot in front of the movable wall, or you can shoot wherever you want in this space. That's why I made it, I try to keep it as white as possible so we can manipulate it as much as possible. And then with the whole podcasting situation, I started a podcast 2 years ago, and I just wanted to purchase all the equipment because my podcast was being recorded from my phone and my computer. I only had one microphone, and that's it. I didn't have the Rodecaster. I didn't have the microphones. I didn't have the headphones. I was just running off of passion. And I decided to open up this space so we can pretty much have our own zone and not be bothered, and we can be ourselves. And this building know me. They know what type of people I attract. So they not worried about the rah-rah, because I don't come with rah-rah.
So you talk a lot about Black people not being welcome in certain spaces and certain atmospheres, and that you open up this. It's not specifically for Black people, but just people that want to create.
Yeah.
How do you feel like this space is going to affect the community? Because I seen you yesterday, or I think the day before that, talking about non-profit organizations.
Yeah. Well, that was for a different situation. My homeboy
doubling into that money bag.
Yeah, my little baby, he needs community hours, so I'm trying to plug him in with a nonprofit organization. But to be honest with you, I think this space is going to be more beneficial than I thought it didn't meet my expectations, if that makes sense.
Explain. Or just give some scenarios on how.
For example, this mural behind us, Ebony Lewis, she created this piece in 4 days, and I gave her the keys to my space. I was like, whenever you are available, whenever you can, just pull up. It's yours, because it is. It's not just mine. It's ours. So she told me. I just told her Fred Hampton Black History, and I just let her be her. So when she came in, I wasn't here. I wasn't in her zone. She was free to do whatever. She was free to blast her music. She was free to dance if she wanted to while she painted, So after she was done, I asked her, like, how was the experience of being in this space? Was you productive? Was you successful at being creative? Was it quiet enough for you? Was it noisy enough for you? Was you bothered? And she was like, no. She was like, I was actually thinking about asking you, can I come up here once a week or rent it out so I can get more things done? Because not only did she started this piece, but she also started 2 more other pieces while she was up here. Because she was such in a zone, it was such a quiet space. It was just a safe space for her to be herself. And I'm like, okay, I'm on to something.
That's what you're trying to reenact for all Black creators.
Yeah. Creators, period. If you are in a zone, if you're not intimidated by melanin, yeah, you are more than welcome here. But I'm not afraid to say my people come first, no.
How do you feel? What is the situation with the ring space? Because I've always tried to figure out what is, like, you haven't opened just yet. Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, you will be open so that you can use it for advertisement or whatnot. But what is the plan for that? Does certain people get certain leverage as times, like spaces? Like, how does that work? How are you navigating that part of renting the space out?
I think it's best to just keep it basic. If you
per hour,
yeah,
per month?
Hour.
Oh, not per month?
I need to keep it basic to see how things flow in the beginning, and then we can expand with the monthly and the memberships and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I have been noticing is that a lot of places that rent a lot of space or just rent space at all, they've been doing memberships, kind of like a gym thing,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, hey, and memberships actually work out way better because, like me, I probably go to my studio maybe 2 times a month. That's it.
Okay.
And I just film everybody's all in one, and then I just put them out. So me mostly. Maybe a day-by-day situation would probably be the thing for me, but I don't want to fucking carry all this damn equipment everywhere I go all the damn time. And then if someone says, hey, let me just be on your show just real quick, then it's like, okay, then I got to gather all my shit up and then dip. So maybe a day-by-day situation wouldn't be the best thing for me, but I rent in my space per month. So that means that I have the ability to go whenever I want to, just like a gym membership.
Right, and that's another thing that I want to present as well, a 24/7 situation. Even when I'm not here, it's available.
How do you think that's going to work? Are you going to get security in? Are you going to have someone to look over
Well,
this
the building
gorgeous space?
Yeah, the building already comes with security, but we're going to, of course, lock down even more. And, have you ever stayed in an Airbnb?
No, I don't trust those people.
You lying.
Yeah, I haven't ever.
You don't trust them?
No, I don't trust Airbnbs.
Oh, why?
I don't know. It's just something about a whole bunch of people just chilling from time to time, like just a whole bunch of nomads.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Roaming throughout the whole city, just staying there.
But it's so dope, though. I've came across a lot of nice Airbnbs, but I brought up Airbnb because I like the structure.
What's the structure? I'm unfamiliar.
It's pretty much like it's more of an exclusive hotel experience. Like everything that you need is going to be in a key box, a lock box for you. It's going to be in a folder. Everything you need to know about the property is going to be written down for you. The keys is going to be in a lock box. All the information you need to know about a specific property is going to be available for you, and the owner is not going to bother you. It's pretty much like I said, an exclusive hotel experience. This is your spot in the time that you are renting, and I love that. I love that structure of Airbnb, and plus, I worked in hospitality for about 5 years. I worked at a La Quinta hotel for 5 years. So my hospitality industry is definitely going to be used to navigate this studio space, but I need to test it out first, and that's the reason why I haven't opened it. I'm very patient with God's timing. I'm very patient, period. So I haven't opened it because I'm still learning about podcasting. I'm still learning about studios. I do my research. I write like little notes down randomly. What's working, what's not working, even though it's just me here. But, even today I learned something new. Like I learned something new with each person that comes in here in the meantime prior to me opening it up to the public. So when I do open up to the public, the little challenges that I may face is just that little.
Exactly. A lot of the, I'm a podcaster myself. A lot of the things that I've run up against is like people, which is going to tie into this next question. You go back and forth a lot about is Dallas cliquish or not?
Right.
Do Dallas run in cliques? And do you absolutely think that they do?
From my perspective, no. I don't think we cliquish enough, to be honest. If you listen to, I'm a researcher, and I don't listen. My ears is not just to Dallas. My ears is to the world. I like to say I'm global.
Yeah, I seen that you had went like to China or something, or Japan.
I went to Berlin. I wish.
Oh, Berlin. I'm sorry. Yeah, Berlin.
Yeah, I studied abroad in Berlin, Germany, in 2013.
Do you think that that's one of the reasons why you've pretty much come back and you're so like just pretty much like, okay, well, I'm just going to be free and just do what I want, and you have the ability to just give your space away and let them be them because you've been around the world like that?
I would say that and reading. I think reading books it would take your mindset outside of your environment mentally. And I've always been a reader. So I feel like I have been places where, just reading fictional books and non-fictional books. I've been in places where I've never laid eyes on mentally before because I read a lot. So I think I'm global because, yes, I do travel, but also because I read. Like, if you read, it would take you to that spot, and you'll feel like you've been there when you get there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't be reading, and that's why everybody AR
Y'all
score
missing
low and shit.
That was funny.
I just don't understand. Like, I'm a reader too. I like to read because, like you said, like, sometimes your life could get really depressing. It could get so, especially if you got like a job, like you just like get up every day, go to work, brush your teeth, wash your face, eat, and it just gets in this rotation. And then when
You know
I pick
what
up
I call it?
What?
Plantation. I call it the plantation.
What? The job?
The 9 to 5. Just the whole routine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is to me. Like, it's sometimes I feel like you have to switch up every once in a while just to get a feel of life. Unfortunately, a lot of people won't experience that because they so rooted in the whole routine, the 9 to 5 routine. Some people don't want to go outside and just take a walk or have the ability to read a book. You know, we don't. Some people don't have time, and now social media is also tied into our lives, and we don't understand that our phone devices have power over us too.
Yeah, it's the new slavery. Mm-hmm. Kanye was right and then it's in a whole different psychological like slavery because it's like they'll tell you what to think, they'll tell you what's right, what's wrong. Fact checker, like who's checking the facts? I need to know who that person is.
Yeah,
if they're creditable to be checking this fact that
they
I think
may
is
be
wrong.
checking that facts. That foundation of checking that fact may be from their experiences.
Or just super biased, like, okay, like the whole Trump situation, you know, a lot of stuff that was going on with Trump. And I'd go check it out myself, and I'd be like, no, it actually says that right there, according to this document. And then they'll be like, no, fact check. They did not do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what made me feel like, who's checking these facts? Because they're biased.
I know a lot of your posts are fact checked, right?
I stopped posting.
Yeah,
but I just stopped because I was like,
funny
forget
that
it.
you said that because I just had a conversation with the father of my son, and I said, bro, I just stopped posting because every time I posted something, like I was lying about it. So I'm like, I don't talk about stuff like no more because he asked me about that kid in Plano that was bullied that had to drink pee or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't talking about that on my platform.
Well, talk about it on mine. What's your thoughts about it?
I think it's bullshit. It angers me on both parts. I'm not gonna allow my son to go to a sleepover with people that bullied him.
And that's the reason why I think it's bullshit overall. I think that it's a psychological engineered experiment. I really do think that it's a psyop. It's a psyop to create this divide between white and black people again. Because, you know that your son has been bullied by these people. Nobody in their right mind is letting their kid go over there. I think that was apple juice in that shit. I think that this is just the whole movie. Who said it best? William Shakespeare. The whole world is a movie.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
I tell people all the time that it's deeper than racism. I think racism is connected to the dollar some type of way. It's scenarios, like you said, like it's scenarios to pull the emotions of the people and get people riled up so they can talk about it more, clickbaits, somebody getting paid, ads, all that shit.
For sure. That's why I think that whole thing was bullshit. I don't think
bullshit.
for a second.
As a mother.
Exactly.
I would never. My son, after you fuck up with my son, you would never see him again. And I from experience, can I cuss? I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, you can. Okay. We cuss, we drank, we smoked.
Okay.
Well, babe.
Yeah, okay. Good. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Say. You should go watch some of those earlier Hour Crowd episodes. I had to calm down. My mom was like, you shouldn't cuss so much. You shouldn't say pussy so much.
You know what? I used to hate that word, but now I love it. What was I saying? As a mother, I have cut off people, family members, from having a connection with my son because I felt like they wasn't.
Just the vibe was off.
Yeah, just the vibes. Like I don't like when it comes to him. I don't play.
Exactly, and no mother does. White, black, Mexican, Chinese, whatever. It's so much slack that people have caught. I mean, people didn't cut off their damn baby daddies for less. And you're gonna send them over to some random kid's house that you know that they're bullying. Because I know that like kids talk. Kids can't hold fucking water. So the moment that you're like, even if it was the mom that's like, hey, Jimmy's having a birthday party, whatever, let Tayshawn come over or whatever the fuck the kid's name is. At that moment, I know that kid was like, no, I don't want to go because they be bullying me at school. From that point, you already know that like, my kid done said something, but then you just send them over there anyway. That shit's a setup. It's a divide. It's a divide and conquer thing because now we're all waking up to the bullshit that's been happening in the government, and we like, where the fuck is our reparations? Who the fuck is running the game? Who's actually pulling the strings? Why are we fucking China now?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they use racism, socialism, capitalism, consumerism to control everything, to control the minds of everybody. And unfortunately, a lot of people do not see into that. Like they think. I hate that we have, like I get the whole woke label, but when you put label on shit, it actually make people not trust it.
Yeah. And it makes it easier for the government to infiltrate. Because they're like, oh, this is what the woke crowd is. Yeah. Okay, this is what the woke crowd is doing.
Demographics.
And then they get in and they do one little fuck up like the BLM movement. Okay, shit, you got that. You got people over there trying to fight for, the rights of black people. And then once they see that, they say, oh, okay, that's what they fighting for? Okay, well, we about to put these black people in here and get them to tear up shit. So then we're going to get our news people to go out there and see that shit. And then we're going to put it on the news. And then we can say, this is what BLM is. That's what you want to be in? Instead of portraying the good light about it, us actually telling people, hey, don't tear up that building. Don't do this. Fighting people. Telling them stop doing stuff.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I think we should control our own media. I don't in our.
But we have Revolt. We have Revolt TV.
Yeah.
We have Dame Dash Production Studio. It's just the black people think don't white value. Ice is colder, so they stay with the CBN. Mm-hmm. Look at the whole situation that happened with Nick Cannon. He went on that podcast on Nick Cannon's class, said all of that blackity black shit with Professor Grill, and they booted his ass up out of there. Yeah. And then he came back crawling like, oh, I'm sorry for saying black people are the real Jews.
How you feel about that?
I think that Nick Cannon is weak as hell, and he should have stood up no matter who it was. I don't know the details on if Jewish people or if black people are the real Jewish people. I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. I don't know. But I know that we're all spiritual people, though. I know that we all feel and we all bleed at the end of the day, and nobody's trying to take nobody the fuck out, and I think that's the basis of it. But if you talk in black, you have to be ready to sacrifice. That means your money, your time, and maybe that image that those white people didn't put up for you on Wildin' Out or Mass Hero or whatever that show he was on, The Masked Singer. Yeah, they took everything. He just recently got on Wildin' Out back.
That has always been my argument regarding being truthful about blackness and being black in this country. If you look at the greats that came before us, I believe they knew what came with that territory. And if death or a fight or a shootout or anything came with it, they was ready. Or they was prepared. They was mentally prepared to sacrifice whatever. And nowadays, I don't think we have that anymore. I mean, I it's in my blood, but for people like Nick Cannon, it's like, wait a minute, let me think about this. Let me retract it. Let me apologize. Let me da, so I don't lose my coins. And it's like, if you're gonna stand for something, stand for it. Don't renege when it start getting tough. Cause it's gonna get tough. It's probably gonna get tougher. Like, you probably haven't seen nothing yet. But I feel like Nick Cannon have the ability. First of all, you know this man is powerful when they offer the job. They offer the people that's already on Wild 'N Out to host Wild 'N Out. They asked them would they host it, and they was like, "Nah, we not doing this for Nick. We not doing this without Nick. I would never do that to Nick. I'm loyal to Nick." So as Nick Cannon, if I was Nick Cannon, that would show me how much power I have. Like, wow, these people had the ability to make more money and become the host of Wild 'N Out, but everybody said no because their loyalty to me and their belief in me. That would have made me be like, fuck y'all. Like,
and that's why I don't understand why he didn't go over to Revolt when Diddy offered him, hey, come take the show to Revolt. And he's like, no. And I'm just like, that's the reason why we ain't winning, and that's why we don't have our own black.
We don't sacrifice. We don't believe in sacrifice. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe he got his other reasons. Like, we can only talk so much about it. I don't know.
True. So back to the question of, you said that you don't think that Dallas is cliquish enough. Explain how. And I think I know where you're going with it, but I want to get an in-depth.
Okay. So for instance, my company has been in Kansas, New Orleans, and Philly. For shit show, Philly and New Orleans, I had to know somebody in Philly and New Orleans to move around in that city. And I'm just keeping it 100. Like,
so that check-in shit is real.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Ain't nobody, listen, if you want to do anything in Philly, if you want to do anything in Philly, if you want to do anything in New Orleans, you got to be locked in with somebody. If you're not, ain't nobody trying to hear you. Who are you? You're not from my streets. You're not from my struggle. You're not from my culture. Each city has its own way of living. And if you're not part of that way of living, who are you? Like, you got to tap in before you tap out. And when I say tap out, cash.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn.
You can't make no money. You can't make no money in my city without me knowing who you are. I mean, to me, that makes sense. To me, that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of people come to Dallas, they get bags of money. They get a lot of money, and they leave.
And they claim our shit. Who is that? They got to sing White Iverson. Post Malone. He deemed Dallas. He's from fucking Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
Yellow Breezy. He's not.
Yeah,
he's from
Yellow Beezy.
Yeah, whatever the fuck his name is. He fucking claimed Dallas. He's from Memphis originally. Or something like that. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's just like you saying. They are profiting off of our name out here.
But it's easy to do that in Dallas, though, because we are not cliquish enough.
I see where you went there.
And we don't use our power. Like, you know, it's like, okay, you got a podcast, I'm gonna do a podcast, and there is competition. It's not collaboration. Versus if you go if you go to Atlanta, and I hate comparing my city to other cities, but it is what it is.
It is. You
go to Atlanta, you see more collaboration than competition within those that are based in Atlanta. You know, if you look at the hip hop culture in Atlanta and how they all rose up together from the T.I.s to the 2 Chainz and
I think Jeezy's right. Jeezy.
Jeezy, like they all rose together in some type of fashion. Even if they was beefing, they still got money together. Even with the reality shows, they might not like each other, but they all get money together. There's more collaboration with that group of people than competition. And then maybe they are more competitive with other cities, but they not competitive within each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes total sense.
So for people to say Dallas is cliquish, I feel like that's 100% false, because cliquish comes with power. Cliquish comes with real money. Cliquish comes with unity. Within a clique, you gotta be tight. There's a unit. Like, y'all good. We not good in Dallas. We not. And I done had real people dislike me because we do the same shit. To me, that's stupid. Why not be like, oh, Bree, you onto some dope shit. Can I come to your fashion show? Cool. But your energy is so off, I don't want to fuck with you. Because I feel like if you dislike me because I do what you do, to me, that's just stupid. So I don't want to bother. But however, I am getting out of that mindset as well. Like, sometimes you do have to be the bigger person and be like, I'm actually not intimidating as you think I am. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you do come across a little intimidating.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When I walked in, it was just like, I was like, what's going on with her? I don't know if this podcast gonna be what's up, but I mean, once like we actually got into it, like you're actually a really dope person.
Because when people come into my space, I don't want you to leave and think like, damn, that was whack as hell. Like, she dope on social media, but in person, she a bitch. That's an insult to. That's not an insult. I don't take that lightly. I want, like, if you enter my space, I want you to have a good time. Yeah. I want you to be happy. I want you to, like, even if we don't connect where we like buddy and having drinks after this or whatever.
I got it in the bag.
Yeah, still be like, I still had a good fucking experience with Bree. That's important to me. And my energy this morning was based off of everything that happened this morning and being a mother. Like, it's just different.
It is.
It's different. Like, not only do I have to secure my space for myself and for y'all, but also for him. Like, what is he doing?
Exactly.
Like, I'm here. I'm talking to you right now, but I'm focused on that corner right now because he's right there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what is he up to? What is he doing? Sit down. I need you to be quiet. Like, being a mother is, like, crazy.
Being a mother and a businesswoman is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a mother. I don't have anything but a cat.
But just think about your mom, though.
Yeah, my mom, I put my mom through a lot of hell. Like, I was a drug addict at one point, like a functioning drug addict. Everybody's like, no, she wasn't. But I was functioning. I paid my bills on time. I went to work every day. But I was a drug addict. Like, I could not stop smoking and drinking and other shit to save my fucking life. I put my mom through a lot of hell. So now, like, I understand that, like, that dynamic, not that because I'm a mother, but because I'm older. And I understand, like, damn, when my mom doesn't show up after a date, I'm like, where you at?
Yeah.
Type shit. And I'll be like, that's what she felt when I didn't come home.
Exactly.
And that's what she felt when I was just on the bus. That's what she felt when I just went to Austin on a limb and I didn't call nobody and tell nobody. And she picked up the phone and like, where you at, Austin? What the fuck you doing in Austin?
And in today's world, being a mother is even scarier. I was pregnant with him when the whole Mike Brown situation happened. And I'm looking at his father. His father is big and stocky. I'm like, my son is gonna be big and stocky. You know, like you intimidated by a teenage boy because of his build. Even when you think about Trayvon Martin, you intimidated because he had a hoodie on. Like, just being a mother in this society and raising a black boy, I am more alert and aware than sometimes I think I should be.
But I do want to take it back to that. This is my whole thing about the cliquish thing. I do, honestly. I used to think that Dallas was cliquish, but when you put it in that perspective, I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I do get it. We really not cliquish enough because it doesn't make sense that someone from Atlanta can come in and do a podcast with, someone that's on the same level as me. But when I asked you, and I'm from your city, you didn't want to come type shit. But I do think that it's a undertone of like, are you relevant? Nobody wants to do anything with someone that's not relevant. I just started my podcast, so I'm not gonna be relevant to the space boy.
But you are though, sis. You are relevant. Anybody that's brave enough to start their own shit is relevant enough for me.
Yeah, I feel that, and I appreciate you for that because there's a lot of people that don't think so. They only want to ride the wave.
That's true.
They only want to be in the spaces with the people that already has the clout, but you're not creating your own clout. You're only relevant because you're around those people. But if you're not around those people, and let's put it this way, if I take a picture, it might get 10 likes. Mm-hmm. If I take a picture with you, then it might get fucking 100 likes. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you're the wave, not necessarily me. So that's how people are. I'm in this field trying to create my own clout so that when it's somebody that was like me back then I can let them ride it or do whatever they will with my clout to benefit them though.
Right.
Not to benefit me because I've already wrote it. I'm already here. I want to pull other people up that was like me and get them to the point where I'm at. I'm basically trying to make Dallas. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to make Dallas the new Atlanta because, like you said, that culture of checking in and no, I don't want to work with you from Denver because I have this other podcast that I want to work with that actually is Atlanta based. Right. It's all about conquering your own city before you start working with other people.
Absolutely.
And I see that you're really good at that.
Yeah, I try my best. I try my best to take every opportunity as serious as possible, as if, you are a Breakfast Club. To me, this interview is just as important as a Charlemagne coming into my space. And you're right, a lot of people do not think of like that, and it's weird, but I have noticed that we do celebrate those that are not from here before we. I'm gonna be honest. Like nobody really took me serious until I went to Philly. When I did that fashion show in Philly, that's when everybody was like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna go to your show in Dallas." And after that, after the fashion show in Philly, it happened in March 2017. The shows that came after that were super successful. Philly landed me on the cover of Dallas Weekly.
That's crazy. I need to go to Philly.
Right.
What up, Philly?
Right. So I'm just like, I get it, and I totally get where people are coming from, but Dallas is a show me city. You gotta show people that, with or without you, I'm gonna fucking rock it out. And if you sit up and you be like, ain't nobody supporting me, fuck y'all, then that's exactly what's gonna happen. Ain't nobody gonna support you. Cause we weird like that. I don't know, like
Dallas is so fucking
we some
weird.
gangsters, but we politic on the wrong shit, if you ask me.
What is the shit that we politic on that you think we should?
What I just said, not taking people seriously that's in the grind. If you see somebody hustling, I respect hustlers. It doesn't matter if you've been doing whatever you're doing for 6 months. If I see that you making a way out of no way, I respect that. Because I know what it takes to flip inventory. I know what it takes to come up with topics for your podcast. I know what it takes. Even you have a camera guy. I know what it takes to pay somebody, to
that shit hurts.
What?
Sean, it hurts.
What? Even when y'all was talking about parking, I'm like, oh shit, I know how expensive parking in downtown can be. Let me pay for it.
No, we got that meter.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know as an entrepreneur, I know. So I try my best to you know, make sure that I help some type of way, or make sure that I take everybody seriously, because I know how it feels to not be taken seriously. But that's the fuck up that we have here in Dallas. Like, if you see somebody hustling, it doesn't matter if they got one follower. You see that grind, you gotta give them their flowers now. You gotta big up on them right now. You don't want to wait until somebody else from somewhere else big up your own. I tell people all the time, I belong to you niggas. I'm from Dallas. People always ask me, like, where you from? I'm from South Dallas. I'm from around the corner. I went to Charles Rice Elementary School. I went to Lincoln High School. I graduated from Lincoln High School. I lived on Lawrence Street. I lived across the street from Soul Bazaar. I lived in Park Row. Most of my upbringing was in South Dallas. I'm from where y'all from. Don't wait until y'all see me on TV elsewhere to be like, she's ours. No, I'm yours right now. And unfortunately, here in Dallas, that's the mindset. But, you know, I'm trying to...
It's like you said, you have to get out that mindset of waiting for people to accept you and take you serious. You have to take yourself serious, and then everything else will follow, like the domino effect.
Yeah.
I was so hung up on, like, my family not sharing my shit, and my friends, they ain't sharing my shit. But then I had to get to the point where I was like, fuck them. Like, it's somebody sharing my shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it's one motherfucking person. Thanks for sharing, heart.
Yeah. And I always say thank you. Every time somebody share your shit, say thank you. It doesn't, even if I try my best, like, even if it's 40 people that share my stuff, I take out time to thank every single person that shared my shit, because I didn't have to do that. And I feel like you get what you put out. So, you know, I even take out time if I see somebody else winning, congratulations.
Exactly.
Congrats to you. I would stop what I'm doing and congratulate somebody. You get what you put out. You can't be out here grinding and thinking, oh, I'm gonna be good. At the end of the day, it's all like it's like a circle of life, kinda. Like, you grind, you give back. You grind, you give back. I feel like if you don't give back, you're not gonna get shit back. You're just gonna be grinding for what though? Like, what we grinding for? Are we grinding for ourselves, or are we grinding for community? That's another thing. Sometimes, like, I feel like, you know, we need balance. Like, a lot of people like, oh, I'm grinding for myself, but sure, at the same time, you also need to grind for community. You also need to open doors for other people besides yourself. Because and don't do it because you know you're going to be blessed or because something's going to happen. Just do it out of the kindness of your heart. But then again, a lot of people don't have kind hearts. That's another situation. So,
how do you feel about the clubhouse situation? I know that you have your own room.
No, I don't.
Oh, you got through doing that?
I don't like clubhouse like that. I feel like it's just another platform where people can hear themselves talk and try to sound smart.
But you did have a room, correct?
I had a situation.
A situation on a platform.
It didn't last long. It was like 2 days. It was we did it twice. And I'm like,
it was for co-parenting, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that was a really good conversation because it's a lot of co-parenting going on nowadays. A lot of people are straying away from marriage, a lot of divorces, a lot of, baby mama, daddy
issues. It's more baby mama, baby daddies than husbands and wives. Nowadays.
I really hate that you got off a Clubhouse. I knew that it was going to tank because
it's just too much. I don't like talking. I just don't.
You don't like talking on a podcast, though?
I mean, like, have you been on Clubhouse?
No, I have an Android.
Girl, okay. So
Sean's laughing.
It's pretty much literally people, like, okay, if you think Instagram is cap, where people posting videos and photos of what they really don't have, just imagine Clubhouse with attached to mouths. That's what it is. It's cap. It's just another motherfucker trying to outsmart another motherfucker, or another motherfucker trying to, make it seem like they
intellectual masturbation.
Right, like, I'm smarter than you. No, you're not. Well, yes, I am. Let me tell you what I've done, even though they never done it. But it's kind of like reading off your resume. Usually your resume is all cap. Almost.
Mine's
Probably
definitely
75%.
I've been an accountant in one lifetime.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Never done accounting.
That's Clubhouse to me. When I was on, I was like, I cannot do this. You know, with a podcast, you sit and you listen. You listen to the stories. You listen. Well, I'm talking about like from a consumer perspective.
Yeah.
You know, people can't really talk when you record your podcast and you put it out into the world. Ain't nobody disturbing the message. It's just you and God. You just talking. You just flowing. You and your guest, God, whatever. But with Clubhouse, you open up that floor and niggas in there just cutting up, and I'm like, I can't do this. So now the platform was gonna be on Clubhouse, but now we're gonna turn it into a podcast where no one is interrupting us. We just strictly talking about how we are surviving and maintaining the journey of co-parenting.
Yeah. I really wish I did have an iPhone for that, because I did want to chime into that subject. But the thing with Clubhouse, it's pretty much, like you said, it's capped, and now some people are saying that it turns into like pretty much chat line, you know? And I knew that it was gonna tank. I knew that it was gonna tank the day that it started, and you know why?
Why?
Because it's not exclusive anymore. You know, you have to have an invite at one point to get inside of there. Now they made it inclusive to everyone. So that means that everybody and their mama can come in and talk about ass, feet, and toes 30 days a week.
And that's one thing that I do agree with. It's a lot of rookies in the expert spot. And it's okay to be a rookie, because at rookie level, you get to, I don't think a lot of people understand this either. At rookie level, you don't have the responsibilities as an expert. So you still have the ability to flow in and out of rooms without being seen, where you collect data, you collect insight. You can be you without the expectations of an expert. So it's okay to be a rookie. It's okay to be number 2. It's okay to be number 10. However, and nowadays, everybody want to be a pro. Everybody want to, when they walk into a room, everybody salute them. But it's those individuals that don't get saluted, that don't get focused on, that wins as well. And I don't think we understand that. So Clubhouse had a lot of rookies playing as if they are experts. And I don't like that, because I started off as an intern. I know how to start. I know how to start off at the bottom, and I don't give a fuck about being at the bottom, because I know eventually I'm gonna be at the top. But at the bottom, I learned so much. At the bottom, I learned so much as an intern, and I was able to fuck up as an intern. But now, as an entrepreneur, as the CEO or founder, there's a bit more responsibilities and expectations that I have to meet. Even if there's nobody else in the room, I have to make sure I'm on 10 toes at all times. But when I was an intern, I didn't have that expectation. That didn't exist, because even me knew I was a rookie. I didn't really know everything. I'm not supposed to. And unfortunately, even now as an entrepreneur, and now that I'm looking for interns, because I put in my time as an intern, so I believe I deserve an intern. And don't nobody want to intern. Everybody want to start off as experts.
We was just talking about that in my
and
last podcast.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Because of this Gen X generation, they are entitled. They've gotten too many participation trophies.
How you gonna participation? Yes, we have to eliminate that, because everybody is like, my worth, but you ain't worth shit right now. You don't know nothing. You haven't even developed your skills. You don't even know if this is what you really want to do.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Have you been tested? When I say have you been tested, have you did this shit for free for hours and still felt satisfied? Because you gain knowledge. Fuck the money. You gain knowledge. With knowledge, man, you can go wherever. Like what they say, what's that saying? They say, teach a man how to
fish. I mean, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Why you don't want the knowledge?
Or why you don't want to eat for a fucking lifetime?
You gain the knowledge, you eat forever. I would never be broke ever again. Because I have knowledge. I have the ability to know where I can go, where I fit in, where I don't fit in, because I did a lot of shit for free. In every aspect that my business have grown, once upon a time, I did it for free. From the graphics, from the podcasting, from the styling, from the costume designing, from the fashion shows. I did everything for free at one point. Now that not only do I have the knowledge, I have connections. Now people see, oh, okay, if you don't know nothing else about Bree, you know she got work ethic. I'm going to work my ass out. But nowadays, it's like, nah, I don't want to be no intern. I want $25 an hour. Who the fuck are you to get $25 an hour at 19 years old?
I tell those people, go get a job. Go get a fucking job. If you want $25 an hour, that means that you want a job. If you want to get paid, that means you want a job, because real entrepreneurs know that off the back, for your passion, you do not get paid shit. I have not gotten paid anything except fucking $6 off of Anchor, and I've been doing podcasting for 8 months now. But you know what? It's like you said, at the end of the day, when I get on camera and my guest is there and Sean's doing the production and I'm the host and I say, hi, welcome back to another hour with Crowder, with me, your host Crowder, then I feel satisfied. Right. I feel when I see my creation come to life on YouTube, or I hear it on Anchor or Spotify or whatever, I say, damn, that was a good episode. Mm-hmm. Damn, I need to get them back. Damn, I can't wait till this is worldwide. I can't wait for that. I'm not saying, oh, damn, I can't wait till I start getting paid, because if you get in anything with the thought of, damn, I can't wait to get paid, you'll lose interest fast, because you're never going to get paid fast enough before you get, people get famous before they get paid. So that should just tell you that whatever you're passionate about, you're not going to get paid fast enough for it.
No. And it's deeper than the money. Every successful person will tell you, don't chase the money. Chase the passion. Chase the love. Chase the creativity. Because that will make sure that you withstand even when you're broke. Okay, we'll just go back to the drawing board and start over.
I'm already planning out my path that I'm going to take if I happen to lose my job, or I can't pay, for studio or whatever. I'm already planning that path out because this is my passion. I'm actually found something that I'm pretty good at. Right. I would like to think.
I think you are too.
So it's like I need to have a plan B.
And you blunt as fuck. I think being blunt I think your perspective and your braveness to, even when you said, hey, your energy wasn't right, niggas would have went out and said that shit on Facebook before they said shit to me. So I respect you for saying it in my face. But, so that bluntness is needed in this world.
That's why Charlamagne is like the top dog in journalism right now. Because he's really blunt as fuck.
Yeah, but he started off nasty though.
He did, smelling people's seats and
yeah,
shit.
He was the male Wendy Williams. He was too fucking messy in the beginning, but he done learned his own lane. He done created his own lane. For a long time he was nasty.
He was a nasty bald-headed ass nigga. Well, you have been a very good ass guest, and I wish that I could hold you fucking more, because it's so many. Look, we went freelance. We didn't go over any of this shit.
Oh, snap.
It's free, but I have that a lot with a bunch of
I'm gonna come to your studio. It was a lot going on, and I thank you for rerouting.
No, you're good.
Okay, I'm gonna come to your studio.
Yeah, for sure.
We can do that.
No, because then that shit gonna be old as fuck. You're busy as fuck. Yeah. You're busy as fuck. It's hard to catch you. This is we've been, for people that don't know, we've been spitballing about this interview for about a month.
Bad. I'm gonna give a fuck. We gonna do this interview. I even told you, I'm like, no, we gonna do it.
Look at the guys. They done cleared up that rain for you, man. It was supposed to be raining. It was supposed to be storming today.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's why I sent out a message.
And it stormed like for 3 times in a row that we had it planned out because we had the snowstorm, and you was like, yeah, you can't drive in this snowstorm. And then before that, it was like bad weather. You was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so the guys cleared up. The podcast guys cleared up the sky.
My energy cleared up too, y'all.
Man, hell no. Hell no. But I do have a new segment. Man, we gotta get that. That music going. But I do have a new segment. It's called the 5 Rapid Questions with Crowder. You want to participate?
Absolutely. Let me
go. So, the 5 Rapid Questions with Crowder. Do you want to participate?
Lord, let's go.
Okay. Would you like to have a high rising and a good view and high rent, or a shitty view and cheap rent?
High rise. High rent. I'm exclusive. I like exclusive shit.
I feel you. Gold or platinum?
Gold.
Would you want to be on the Joe Budden podcast or the Joe Rogan podcast?
Joe Budden's.
Do you want to? Would you rather do business with stock market executives or rappers?
Stock market executives.
You hear that? Everybody, she put y'all out. Would you like to do more business in Japan or right here in Dallas?
Dallas.
There we go.
Dallas is actually on my vision board this year.
There we go. Mm-hmm. And that is your 5 rapid questions. Go ahead, and I know where all to reach you at, but my guests do not. So go ahead and look in that camera and tell everybody what your social media handles are.
Okay, you guys can reach me on Facebook. Well, I can't add any more people because I'm at the max.
Yeah, you already maxed out. I got in just in time.
So on all platforms, you can follow Bree Moore Productions. That's BreeMoore Productions, and my personal page at the Bree Moore on Instagram.
There we go. Right. And that's an hour with Crowder. Boom.